Oh, God help me. Yeah, I'm fine. My gosh, there's a lot of people here tonight. What's going on? I got one, I think.
Okay, well, I got an extra copy.
Okay, thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, somewhere. Here's mine. Here, I'll put it right here with my other one. I got 2 copies now. Oh, God. Guys ready? Call the meeting to order. City Council meeting, December 15th, 2022, 501 Main Street, 5:30 PM. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Crenshaw, Altide,
Here.
Garcia,
Here.
Altmans,
Here.
Melenthal,
Here.
Andrews,
Here.
Tillman,
Here.
Bryant,
Here.
Greenwald,
Here.
8 present, 1 absent.
Item number 4, Mayor's Correspondence. Be sure to take a trip through the City of Christmas at Rand Park, 5:30 to 10 o'clock p.m. If you have an extra few dollars, please be sure to put it in the donation box. We want to need to keep the City of Christmas free to all so everyone can enjoy it. So that's every night of the week. Make sure you see it. If you haven't seen it, get there. If you have seen it, go again. Item number 2, Toys for Tots donation distribution begins Saturday at 7 o'clock a.m. in the First Christian Church. A huge thanks to everyone involved with Toys for Tots organization and to all who gave time, money, and gifts to make sure all children have something from Santa. Item number 3, Wreaths Across America celebration will be at 11 a.m. Saturday at the War Memorial at the opening of Oakland Cemetery. Thanks to all who are involved with Wreaths Across America. And again, to all who gave money and to help buy the wreaths, and to all who placed wreaths on the graves for our fallen heroes. We are so blessed as a community to have the only national cemetery in the state of Iowa here in Keokuk. Item number 4, join the community school choirs at Keokuk Senior High School on Saturday from 5 p.m. to 7 o'clock for Sing for Your Supper. It's a night of great music, fun, and food. Item number 5, citizens' request. If you have something that you need to come forward, please come forward, state your name and your address, and also try to keep it to 5 minutes. If there's people here that are going to talk about the same thing, try to keep it so that you don't repeat if possible. And if there's someone there, someone can come first. Okay.
Kirk Savage. Concern I got is about the vacant lot ordinance that you're getting ready to pass, it looks like tonight. It seems to me like the city's not trying to encourage people to invest in town, but trying to run the people off that have invested in the town. Properties that I would inquire about would be the boat slips that's at the Keokuk Yacht Club. What would be the position that the city's going to take on that? Are those people snowbirds? And what is the classification of a snowbird? Someone's out of town for 30 days or 60 days or 90 days? You know, what is a snowbird? So if we're not seeing complaints on the properties that we own now and are vacant, do we have to buy these permits? Is that the direction that we're going? Our property taxes? I mean, we're paying enough there on that. And so now we want to add another fee to people that own properties in town. And again, I own quite a few properties. A few of them are vacant, but I don't receive complaints about any of them that I know of. And those properties down at the yacht club, those are deed properties. So those are the same as a home. And there's 23 or 4 of them down through there. So how are we going to start making exceptions to the rule and the policy? You know, if we're gone 30 days, are we a snowbird? You know, what's that classification going to be? That's all I got to say. So just something to think about.
Okay. I will add too, I know a lot of people have reached out to me, and one of the biggest questions is, what is a vacant property per this ordinance? And so there are really 7 different criteria. One is that there's no one residing in either the home or the commercial business. And then there's 6 other criteria, and it has to hit at least one of those 6 to qualify. And so just paraphrasing it in a nutshell, if it's a property that's being maintained, whether if it's a lot that's being mowed, or as a landlord, if you're fixing a place up in between tenants, that doesn't fall as a vacant property in this ordinance. So I would encourage you to maybe get with Pam or to read the ordinance and see which one of those classifications that you might have any concerns about. And we're going to have that reading later on in the meeting. So there is a little bit of time, but not a lot of bit of time to see if there was any of those specifics that you had questions about.
What's the planned penalty if we don't comply?
I believe that there's a registration fee of $200. Is that the
That's the initial fee.
That's the initial fee, and then if it continues to be vacant, that initial fee begins to grow over the years.
But what's the penalty if we don't comply?
It would just be municipal infraction. So it would just go to court.
And that would be what? How much?
A municipal,
It's up to
a municipal
750.
infraction can be up to $750 for the first offense, and then $1,000 for any subsequent offense.
So the city's just kind of looking to see where they can find money, no matter how they go at it. That seems to me like what we're going for here. I mean, we got property taxes. There's rules about people that leave their lawn to grow to a certain height. There's situations where, you know, we're taking properties, the county is, and selling these to people for minimal amounts of money. And those are the ones that are sitting vacant. You know, when we sell these properties for $50 and $100 and $300 on the back taxes, we're just asking for those vacant homes to be untended. You know, those properties that become available and you seize them and you tear the building down, I think we should quit selling these things to the good old boys. If you're gonna sell those properties, put them up in the paper, put them up for auction, let those properties go to someone that will do something to them. I mean, I see property down on Main Street that they've sold for minimal amounts of money, and they could have turned that into a city parking lot for the other businesses down here to benefit from. But instead, 3 or 4 lots that got sold on 600 block, at night, he runs anybody off that parks on that. The city should have kept those properties and held them to sell them for a decent price or put up a city parking lot for the businesses in Keokuk. That's all I got. Think it over.
Anybody else? Okay, so we'll move forward here. Item number 6, consent agenda. Minutes of the regular city council meeting of December 1st, 2022. Cash receipts and treasurer's report for November 2022. Resolution approving a liquor license for Jack's Place, 118 South 5th Street, Class C retail alcohol license effective immediately, pending fire inspection and dram. Resolution approving a liquor license for Rascals Pub and Grub Incorporated, 820 Main Street, Class C liquor license with outdoor service, effective January 2nd, 2023. Resolution approving a liquor license for Hy-Vee Food Store, 3111 Main Street, Class C liquor license with Sunday service, effective January 2nd, 2023. I need a motion to pay the bills and transfers listed in Registrar's number 5312 to 5314. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda, including the consent agenda?
So move.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 7. Now is the time and place for a public hearing for the vacation and disposal of the remaining portion of the alley right-of-way in Block 5, Kilbourne Addition, City of Keokuk, Lee County, Iowa. A public hearing notice was published in the Daily Gate City on December 6, 2022. I am opening the public hearing at 5:39 p.m. Any comments?
Community Health Centers of Southeast Iowa has requested the vacation. It is a 20-foot by 150.47 feet. The vacation is for the construction of a medical clinic. Although the alley will still be open, it'll be owned by Community Health Centers and Subway. The City Planning Commission met on December 7th, 2022 to review the request. They recommended that the remaining alley be vacated and disposed of. An additional 8-foot easement on the abutting lots will be recorded due to a 16-inch water main and an 8-inch sewer main in this area. There is a gentleman, Ron Kemp is here from Community Health Centers if anyone has questions.
Thanks, Kathy. First of all, I see some familiar faces. Was the former CEO of the Community Health Centers from 2002 until I retired in 2021 fall. But I'm here representing Tony Flores, who's the current CEO, because he wasn't able to be here tonight. I work as a consultant, assisting in the development of this project. You have before you a picture. When I was younger, my father used to say, "Do I need to draw a picture?" Well, yeah, Dad, you do. But first of all, to give you context, community health centers are part of a national system of federal support for organizations, generally not-for-profits. In, I think, the most recent calendar year, there were approximately 1,500 types of organizations serving about 30 million individual citizens in the United States. In Iowa, there's 13 community health centers and 1 migrant center. The Community Health Centers of Southeastern Iowa has a site in Keokuk, which will be the focus of this, and I'll be brief. the focus of our comments. We have sites in Hamilton, we have 2 sites in Burlington, one the pediatric clinic and then a large clinic, and then we have a site in Columbus City. In calendar year 21, we saw approximately 22,000 patients and 80,000 visits. The Keokuk site is one of our second largest site. In that, we have family practice, internal medicine, behavioral health, and dental. So if you take this picture on the top, on the right-hand side, we already have a dental clinic at this site. If you think of Main Street in Johnson, we're between that space, right where the subway is, formerly the Connection Bank Drive Up. That kind of gets you to the location. And we've been in that site, that new site opened. The dental clinic was a standalone dental clinic. It's about 8,000 square feet. It's designed to be able to staff 3 to 4 dentists and 3 to 4 dental hygienists. That was constructed and opened in, well, it started constructions in 2017, opened in 2018. From the beginning of that plan for that site was to add an additional medical space. The current space that we provide the primary care and behavioral health services is the former Tri-State Medical Group site over on the hospital campus. That's too small. We don't have space for growth. We have had limited our expansion for our programs because of that. So we actually designed that way back in 2017-18 to add this. So we're adding 18,300 square foot to the dental clinic. So, and we'll move out of the Tri-State site. Construction is expected to start in March of 23 and completed in April of 24. It's about an $8.3 million project. Kathy's explained the need we have tonight. I just wanted to give you a little background. If you go, the second page is an overhead. So if somebody's trying to figure out where we're at, and they don't, my words don't mean much, there's a picture there. So you can see the white roof, that would be the dental clinic, and then there's an open field, and then you can see subway. It's just to the right of that. So hopefully everybody's oriented. I'm open up to questions. The city has been very, very helpful throughout this process. We have applied when we were doing the dental clinic for community development block grant, or on the, well, actually the city was applying on our behalf. We didn't get that funding. We were starting the same process. So some of you have heard me talk about that probably before I retired, applying for community development block grant. But what we found is that their timeline for making decisions was going to slow our project down. And we'd already seen very substantial growth in costs just because of what's going on in the marketplace in terms of labor and materials. So we didn't pursue that any further. Just so some of you probably, that would be my last contact, would be around asking the city council to approve the community development block grant application the city would be making on our behalf. So Kathy, anything else that you would expect? I'm sorry, Pam. Sorry.
Is there a plan for the Tri-State Medical Group building, or is it just going to be put up for sale?
First of all, that's a building we lease
Okay,
from well, the current owner,
Okay.
Blessing Hospital. So I have no idea what's going to happen after we leave.
I have a question. If the city of Keokuk acquires a emergency room or a small emergency hospital or a small hospital, will the CHC clinic be using that facility if they have to put someone in that requires hospital care? Or do you send your patients somewhere else?
First of all, normally we don't make decisions about where to send patients. If it's generally it's a patient choice or the insurance status of the individual. So I don't see if you're able to get that, that's a big concern of the Community Health Center Southeast Drive. And what happened with the hospital closing is a major concern. We're going to go a little sidetrack, but if I can make a comment, recruitment of physicians is really tough. That was one of my primary functions. As soon as you start talking to physicians who may be interested in coming and working for us, that there's not a hospital setting in a community this size, it's a real difficult thing. I know that's a side, but it's a kind of a sideways answer. It's not going to change what our plans are in terms of this construction or what services will be provided out of that site. It'll just be a benefit. It'll be a benefit to our patients, and I think it will help with recruitment. It doesn't solve that whole issue of not having additional hospital services in terms of recruitment. Does that answer your question, Kathy?
Yes, the only reason I'm asking is because we have 4 clinics in our community, and one sends patients to Blessing because they are a Blessing facility, and one would send to Burlington because they are a Burlington facility. And so that leaves Quincy Medical Group and it leaves Southeast Community, our community health centers. And one of the problems with the reason our hospital could be gone is because it didn't have, they say it's because there wasn't enough people using it. My concern is that we get another facility, and if the other clinics don't support it, then 2 years down the road, will we be the same way? That's my concern, and I'm hoping that with the community health centers, I know you're going to be supplying with your your center's going to supply with, X-ray and all that, but I'm just hoping that they will use the emergency room here and the hospital whenever possible. I know that a patient has the right to pick where to go, but I'm hoping that there will be some encouragement to use it whenever possible.
So our community health center historically does not direct patients, and we don't do that in a passive or active way. Yes, we have to have good relationships with hospital systems, and it's a real concern, as I mentioned, if there isn't some of those services available. But we won't direct, and I don't see that happening. Would our patients utilize the emergency room? I sure hope so, because that's I want them to use their primary care first before they go into the emergency room. But yes, that's an asset. It's an asset. Our big issue would be is when we need to hospitalize somebody, say for psychiatric, because we have psychiatrists, psychologists, therapists, we have dentists, we have primary care, all those. So it's a real deficit not having that service. It's a huge issue. So if I was still employed, I'd be working with Congress on this issue in a big way. It's huge. Other questions or comments? Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Pam. Sorry about that.
Okay, City Clerk, any written comments or objections have been received? Therefore, being no further comments or objections on this matter, I will close the public hearing at 5:49 PM. Consider resolution to vacate and convey to abutting property owners of 20 feet by 150.47 feet portion of the alley in Block 5, Kilbourne Addition, City of Keokuk, Lee County, Iowa. I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 8, motion to approve the third and final reading of an amended ordinance amending the Code of Ordinances of the City of Keokuk, Iowa by modifying provisions of ordinance number 2018, the City of Keokuk electric franchise relating to franchise fees. Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
The revised ordinance sets the franchise fee at 3% for all users with a rebate of 1.5% to tax-exempt users. This pushes the effective date of the franchise fee to February 1st, 2023. Given our late start, and Alliant has agreed to waive the January 1st start date.
Any further discussion?
I remember we had said that we wanted to set up a meeting with Griffin Wheel. Has that been done?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
I remember we had talked about having a meeting at the first reading that we had changed with this ordinance. I was wondering if there'd been any movement on setting up a meeting with them.
No, I haven't set up the meetings. Once we pass the ordinance, then I was going to set up the meetings in order to explain the rebate portion to the industries.
Have we addressed the issue related to the billing?
I'm sorry, I still can't.
Have you addressed the issue related to the billing?
Oh, related to the billing? Yes, I've worked on that. That I have. I've worked with Miranda, and either Alliant is going to send us a summary of their charges, or they're going to submit a redacted bill that only has to show the total paid, the amount of tax exemption, and the amount of franchise fee paid.
Okay, thank you.
Any more discussion? We'll need a roll call.
Altide,
Aye.
Garcia,
Aye.
Altman,
No.
Ellenthal,
Aye.
Andrews,
Aye.
Tillman,
Aye.
Bryant,
Aye.
Greenwald,
Aye.
7 yes, 1 no.
Item number 9, motion to approve the third and final reading of an ordinance establishing a vacant property registry code. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
This would be the third reading of the property registry. The ordinance will be published thereafter. As I stated in the last meeting, we're going to have a learning period to determine the pros and the cons. Staff will report the progress to the city council in a 6-month and 1-year period. Casey and I have been working on forms and the rest of the actual details on it, which we will have ready by the time it goes into effect.
Any more discussion?
I just want to thank you on your work on this related to this. It was the number 1 priority of the housing committee that has been working since when did we first do our plan, in 2020?
Yes,
And so it's nice to see that it's moving forward.
yes, thank you. Thank you for your help.
For clarity, during citizens' request, it sounded like Councilperson Greenwald said there had to be more than one of the boxes checked, but it says one or more.
Well, it's if it's vacant, meaning no person in it.
Yep.
And then if any one of the 6. So I included.
I just want
no
to
one
make sure
being
that
there.
there's clarity that it's one or more, not 2 or more.
Any more discussion? I'll need a roll call.
Garcia,
No, we're switching. We're rotating.
Oltmans,
Aye.
Ellenthal,
Aye.
Andrews,
Aye.
Tillman,
Aye.
Bryant,
Aye.
Greenwald,
Aye.
Altside,
Aye.
all ayes.
Item number 10, consider resolution appointing chief of police and setting salary. Do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Discussion?
Go ahead.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
One up, Zeph.
So we can see this. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. I, Steph Baum, do solemnly swear
I, Zeth Bond, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the state of Iowa,
and of the state of Iowa,
and that I will honestly demean myself in office
and that I will honestly demean myself in office
and faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of chief of police
and faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of chief of office
of the city of Keokuk
of the city of Keokuk
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
and in accordance with the laws of the state of Iowa
and in accordance with the laws of the state of Iowa
and ordinance of the said city,
and ordinances of the said city.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Welcome.
We'll make sure you have a nameplate before the next meeting.
Okay, item number 11, consider resolution approving the bid for wastewater treatment plant digester cleaning. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
The project is to remove the heavy accumulations of non-digested material from one digester at the water pollution control plant. 4 bids were received with contractors bidding on a per-day cost. Contractors did give an estimated number of days, but until the digester is drained and the amount of material is more clearly exposed, can a more accurate estimate of time be calculated? The four bids were HydroClean with $13,725 per day for material removal, plus $8,775 post-removal cleanup, plus $31.25 per ton disposal. So their per day cost is over $21,000. CCS, $9,000 for material removal, 20 cents per gallon, and $30 per ton for disposal. Gwynn Myers, $45,000 for material removal. Material will be processed at the plant for disposal. What they'll do is create a slurry and process it over to the plant through a bridge pipe. Synagro, $49,000 for material removal plus $41,434 for mobilization, with the material process to plant similar to Gwynn Myers. Staff is recommending that the bid go to Gwynn Myers at $45,000 per day.
$4,500.
Oh, I'm sorry, $4,500 per day. I'm sorry.
Madam Mayor, I'll be abstaining from this vote.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 12, consider resolution fixing date for a meeting on the authorization of a loan agreement and the issuance of not to exceed $5 million general obligation capital loan notes of the city of Keokuk, state of Iowa,
I missed that one on here. Go ahead.
for essential corporate purposes and providing for publication of notice. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any
This-
discussion?
This sets the public hearing for the next meeting. This is, the $5 million is the planned money that would then be bonded for street repairs with once every 3 years, that $5 million being renewed.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 13, consider resolution awarding a 5-year Keokuk Municipal Airport Improvement Program. Do I have a motion to approve? Oops, wait a minute, we got to have first and second.
No, you need to ask for a motion to approve and then a first and second.
Do I have a motion to approve?
Second.
There you go. In order to receive federal entitlement grants, a 5-year CIP must be submitted to the FAA on an annual basis. The CIP does not obligate the city to complete projects. However, funding will be lost if projects are not started within 3 years. We get a set amount every year. We can carry that over up to 3 years, and then at that point, it starts to drop off. These grants tend to be a 90-10 split, where the entitlement money would cover 90% of the cost. The city would have to come up with 10% of the cost.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 14, consider resolution appointing Public Works Director and setting salary.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
The salary range, I can't remember the bottom, but the salary range is 90, the top of the range is 92 and change, 92,000 and change. So the proposed salary currently is very close to the top of that salary range. If in the future, with the standard across the board raises, the council would have to make an exception for anything above that salary range.
Would you have to, could you also just increase, what's the current like grade rate it is at?
The current, excuse me, the current what?
Like the current, like the pay range is at a level, but isn't that correlating with a certain amount, like a certain?
Well, across the board suggested pay raises for employees next year is 2.5%. And then going forward, it could be adjusted after that. I think our contracts end in 2024, and generally what it is generally, because it's not always the case, is that non-union employees would receive an amount similar to what is negotiated. All the contracts right now have a 2.5%, so it was 2.5% across the board for all employees. But I know that in the past that non-union employees have received lower amounts than what the union employees have.
Okay, thanks.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So Brian, you want to stand up? Brian Carroll is our,
You don't have to be sworn in, though.
don't have to be sworn in. That is our new Public Works Director. All right, item number 15, boards and commissions.
Park and Rec Advisory Board, first notification, no vote required. And then we have Keokuk Economic Development. There is a open city seat, and KEDC is recommending that Shelley Altmans be appointed for a term to expire at on 12/31/2025. So that would need a motion.
Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Abstaining from this vote.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item number 16, council liaison reports.
For the Oakland Cemetery Signs Group, it's actually like the Oakland Information Initiative. They're working toward putting together a 5K to go through Oakland Cemetery to raise money for signs to post about people who are buried there who have contributed to Keokuk's history. So be on the lookout for that.
Fabulous.
Anybody else? Okay. Item number 17, staff reports.
Right. 600 block buildings. Staff is working on two fronts, one for 619 and through 625 and one for 629. Staff has three proposals for 629 that will be reviewed by staff and Southeast Iowa Regional Planning. We actually had a meeting on this today to discuss how to move forward. The proposal will be presented at the January 5th workshop for discussion and evaluation. A structural engineer has walked through 619 through 625 and will issue an opinion this next week as to the condition of the buildings. From this report, it can be decided if we should continue to move forward with rehab, which is preferred, or shift funding to demolition. I believe that today it sounded like the buildings were in pretty good shape. So we think we should be able to move forward with renovation. We are looking to contract for asbestos removal, as this process will need to be completed no matter what. We would then use the ARPA funds for the asbestos removal. It still helps out the contractor because they wouldn't have that expense if we didn't do it. If the buildings are still considered viable, staff will continue to look for developers while beginning the process to complete the project on our own. This is another thing that we'll have a discussion on January 5th on how to proceed with that because we are having a difficult time finding contractors that are willing to take on the project. Of course, prior to any action, staff will update the council and seek direction. 457 plans is taking slightly longer than anticipated to get all the paperwork completed to begin the 457 plans. Enrollment will be moved from January will be moved to January with contributions beginning in February. I did provide an update on the council goals. The summary is in my administrator's report, but I attached all the goal sheets so that you can see what each of the action steps are. If you have any questions, just go ahead and let me know. I think that we have made significant progress on all 5 of the goals that the council set. We're still working on some issues have been delayed with some things that beyond our control. But again, I think we're making significant progress.
Okay, item number 18, any new business? Item number 19, closed session pursuant to the Iowa Open Meeting Law Code of Iowa, Section 21.5I, to evaluate the professional competency of any individual whose appointment, hiring, performance, or discharge is being considered when necessary to prevent needless and irreparable injury to that individual's reputation, and the individual requests a closed session. Do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So we will be going to closed session.
Congratulate the new police chief. I'll follow you. Good stuff.
Yeah, I gotta go.
That was great.
Did you quit snoring back there? I don't care if you sleep.
She just wanted me to take a picture. It's a clear shot. My house. See, right out the square, like, I don't know. You can see. Yeah, you can see my house. Yeah. Yeah, it was a short walk.
All right, good luck.
Mr. Ball? Congratulations, sir. I'm sure you do it. Okay. Aren't you proud of your dad?
We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Can I go out this back door? I came in it. Well, it cuts off half a block.
Oh.